Hello, book people. PT Hylton here. It's Casual Friday on my channel, as you can see by my hoodie. I'm here today to talk to you about two comic book series, two limited series that I read. The first one is Superman Secret Identity. This one's written by Kurt Busiek with art by Stuart Immonen and lettered by Todd Klein. This is a very interesting book. Superman, I like Superman, but I don't read a lot of Superman comics because most of them aren't very good, to be honest. It's hard to write a good Superman comic when you have a character who's like almost infinitely powerful. It's hard to tell a good story about that. But this one did a great job of doing just that. It takes place in our world. Superman is a pop culture icon. There's comic books about him, movies about him, everything just like in our world. And just like in our world also, he does not actually exist. In this story, our main character is a boy who lives in Kansas, whose name just happens to be Clark Kent. And he is kind of a dorky guy, and he gets picked on a lot, and everyone's always making fun of him because, he has the same name as Superman's Secret Identity, but he doesn't. He's like the opposite of Superman. He's really clumsy and goofy and everything like that. Although he does kind of look like Clark Kent from the comic books. One day, he suddenly gets Superman's powers. No explanation, no reason given why. He just suddenly one day wakes up and has Superman's powers. So this is a 4-issue series, and it follows young Clark Kent now as he goes through his life with these powers. And it's kind of a realistic look at what it would be like if someone just suddenly had Superman's powers. The first issue takes place when he's a teenager. The second one is when he's in his 20s. The third one, I think he's in his 30s, and the fourth one, he's in his 50s, I believe. So it kind of follows him throughout his whole life, and, there's not a lot of supervillains, just like in the real world. He's mostly saving people from natural disasters and stuff like that, but he's also dealing with his identity and a lot of questions around how to live his life as this, superpowered guy. Kurt Busiek is known for his ability to take superhero concepts into the real world. He wrote Marvels, which is an excellent series about what it would be like to be just an average person in the Marvel universe with, Captain America and Iron Man and Spider-Man and X-Men and all them running around. And this continues that tradition. Highly recommend Superman's Secret Identity. It's not your usual kind of Superman story. It's more of a character study of what if Superman kind of really existed in our world. It's very good. I gave it 4 stars. Next up, we have The Wake, written by Scott Snyder with art by Sean Murphy and colors by Matt Hollandsworth. It was lettered by Jared K. Fletcher. So The Wake is an interesting one. Scott Snyder is one of my favorite comic book writers. He's the writer of the monthly Batman series, and he's done a great job with that. He also wrote a series called American Vampire, which is about a vampire in kind of like the American West, the old Wild West kind of a setting. Very good comic book as well. This one is The Wake, and I was really looking forward to this because I like Scott Snyder, and also it was the 2014 Eisner Award winner for Best Limited Series. And it's kind of a horror thing, and I like horror, so I was interested in checking it out. Basically, it follows this woman named Dr. Lee Archer, who she studies whale vocalizations or whatever. She's an expert on whale noises, and there's a crazy noise coming from the ocean, and the government comes and gets her to help them investigate what it is. So it switches between that and then 200 years in the future, another character named Leeward. 200 years from now, after the world has been covered with water, basically is a massive flood, in these which are kind of like mer people. Evil mer people are constantly attacking humanity. So you've got the two different stories going on, the one today with Dr. Lee Archer and the one 200 years ago with Leeward, and we follow them basically as they're both kind of trying to save humanity in their own times. This book has beautiful art. I'm going to show you a page, even though I know it probably won't show up, but the art's... that didn't show up very good. But the art is very, very good. It reminds me a lot, actually, of Jim Lee. It's that kind of a style. Very beautiful. The coloring is also wonderful in this. And I love the concepts, like the mer, these evil mer people are just terrifying. And what a cool concept. And also the future is very cool. The leeward part, just the way the future is designed and what would it be like for a society who lived in a flooded world. That was all very well thought out, I thought. Overall, though, I have to say this series was a little bit of a letdown in that at the end it felt rushed. Really, it was a 10-issue limited series. I do like that it was only 10 issues, and that I like it whenever they end a series. I like it a finite point. Don't just keep it going continually, as comics often do. But I feel like this could have stretched a little further to probably 12 or 14 issues, because the end felt a little rushed to me, and the future world wasn't like as explained or as explored as I'd like. Even though, as I said, what there was very cool and very well thought out, but there's a lot of aspects of it that I felt they could have delved deeper into, and I really wanted to spend more time in this world and get to know these characters a little better. So I think it's worth reading just for the concepts and the art. And there's some, Scott Snyder's great with dialogue. It's got some great dialogue. But really, I guess the ending kind of fell flat for me. So let me know if you have read either Superman's Secret Identity or The Wake and what you thought about them. That's going to do it for me this time. I'll talk to you later. Bye.